Hey everybody, KC0VI Tom here, along with Mr. Duke, right? Hey, you tired? Yeah, okay. We had a big day today. We've been out running around southern Minnesota. Want to get down? And we'll come on, go take a nap. I'll be right with you. Like kids, I tell you. We got to come up with kind of like a category and a way to kind of go through some of these new software packages that are starting to pop up for ham radio operators. I'm talking about the ones that will run on a computer or a Raspberry Pi or a Linux device that will help you monitor ham calls, your contacts, space weather, local weather. Some will do logging. Some will do cat controls to control your rig, control your rotation device and your antenna. Some of these are getting really neat. So again, we're seeing a lot of these coming up out of the woodwork. I think with HamClock, the announcement of what HamClock was going to shut down, a lot of people started writing them, and now we're starting to see them out. They took HamClock and look what they could do, plus added features on what most people wanted. Trying to come up with that single software package to run their shack with. We're going to take a look today at Ham Dash. Go to ham-dash.com. This is a software that runs in the browser, which means if you can run a browser on something, you'll run on that. And pretty neat little program, a lot of features in there. You're going to see some stuff repeated from page to page, but which is okay. And let's take a look. When you go to ham-dash.com, you agree with this page. They kind of break down what you're going to see in there. It's requesting your call sign. You can select light mode or dark mode. And we'll throw my call sign in here. That will populate some of the information and pull data off my call sign. We'll click the allow here for it to update information. We'll switch over to light mode here so it's a little easier to see. Across the top, it's got some information, the Ham Dash app. I believe that just creates a shortcut on your desktop. There's a low data speed. If you're on a slow dial-up, you can change the units from US to metric. There are some cat control features on here you can start setting up through that link. Then the yellow bar is kind of like a space weather or news information you can set up for any breaking news or anything that's important to you. The line below that is your location, where that edit is. You can actually change it to the correct field. It's pulling out where the my ISP is going into the internet, thanks to Minneapolis. But it's got a lot of information down here. We got all the social media contacts deal with Ham Dash. There's a global band report. You can bring up the text feature. It'll tell you what's going on the bands. There is a reader that'll actually read it so you can listen to it. The next little line here is live conditions at a glance. I thought this was very interesting. Gives you the solar flux, sunspots, x-rays, and some other information. A quick look at that will let you know what the bands will probably be doing due to the condition level. Then we have our DX spotter stations across the globe. Gives you a list of what contacts are being presently done, bands across the top. The globe will show you the path. You can spin that sucker around and zoom in, zoom out. Like I said, this is very customizable up to a certain point. Down here we got band spot activity and HF band DX potential, what they think it could happen. Our band operating DX live map. Again, on this dashboard, this is kind of a collection of all what's going on in the whole app. The nice thing about the map, you can zoom in and out. Just get that section. You can actually turn on certain bands or turn off bands. For one reason or another, you may not have the capability of transmitting on that band. So no sense of having that information or noise confuse you on the map. Then we have our call sign lookup, repeater finder, our path and bearing, our solar clock. Then it's got the contest calendar, what contests are going on, what are coming up. Then we get down here more into the space weather. And it gets into what's going on in radio blackout, solar effects, what's going on. So again, a lot of information. It takes a little bit to just go through and take a look at it. This next tab mainly deals with space weather. Here we got our weather alerts, then the actual readout of what's going on with the weather. X-ray flux, our solar flares, our KP index, some maps and photos of what's going on. Next one's our monitor. We bring up that live map again. Then we have the DX Plus, gives you a little more just on DXing. Then down here we got a beacon map. FT8, I'm not big into FT8, so don't know much on this, that's why it's not filled out. Yeah, back to the beacon page. Like I said, you're going to see a lot of these features added, show up here and there across it, so which is nothing wrong with that. Activities, we got our POTA. Then we got our activations in general, where you get your POTA with cat controls up there on top. Then we got some other POTAs and SOTAs. The expeditions. Our contest calendar. You know what's going on. We'll go back up here. We'll hit satellites. We can overstep that. This will populate the satellites. And from your zone, you can see that little green dot where I'm at, or blue dot, what satellites I should be able to see coming up. It does have a logger for logging your calls. I'm not sure if this uploads it to like Logbook of the World or anything like that. There is a QRZ logbook entry. So if you do use QRZ for your logbook, you can access it through here. Just want to make sure we got to the bottom of the page on the contest. Yep, we did. Weather safety. Now again, this thinks I'm up in Minneapolis. I have not modified my location yet, so that's why you'll be showing the Minneapolis area. It comes up with the local weather, the forecast, long range forecast. It's got some radar of the areas and across the world. Listening, we can listen to shortwave stations. Gives a list of different stations we can tune into. We have our shortwave directory, what broadcast stations are up and running, SDR radios that we can actually tune in to check our propagation. Tools, I thought this tools section was quite interesting. There's a lot of calculations, a lot of things you can do. Besides learning Morse code, you can calculate coax cable loss, calculate making a choke, your ERP calculations, you can also calculate your coils. So sometimes those are kind of hard to find. Then we got our H-band DX potential and our spot activity. And the old call sign lookup, band plan. That's something everybody should be aware of. I always seem to get to the edge of the band. I gotta be careful on that. Education, again, we're getting into information you do, your CW, your Q code, your RF signal report, your 5x9, but is that call really a 5x9 call? Everybody just says 5x9 because it's easier. Then they got propagation theory, operation ethics and procedures. Our Morse code reference. Then down here at the bottom, it does have a small Morse code training. If you click on the play, it will play some Morse code and you try to decipher it. Again, the education was quite interesting. The community, they talk about the app itself here. It gives kind of a brief description of some of the stuff. That has a link to their YouTube channel. Along with their reviews, what people are saying about it, and their Facebook page. A lot of information tied up in this. Like I said, it's give it a try. Take it off for a test drive and see what you think. The panels are movable. You can actually do a little customization, moving panels around. I could not resize them, which I thought was kind of strange, but I'm not a coder, so I'm not quite sure what it would take to be able to resize those. Not a bad little program. There's a lot of neat features on it. I like that it ran in a browser. So if you can get anything to run a browser, it seems like old iPhones, stuff like that. Not bad. Give it a shot if you like it. Make sure you subscribe to the group's YouTube channel. Sign in on their Facebook page. And on the YouTube channel, make sure you give them a like and subscribe. All us YouTubers like when people give us likes, subscribe, and ring that bell or smash that bell, whatever they want to say. I don't know. My bell hasn't rang for all the channels I subscribe to. I kind of wonder if that is broken on YouTube. They don't want to admit to it. But on that, we're going to move on to the next project. Mr. Duke needs a nap. I probably could go for one too. 7-3, everybody. Be sure to tell your friends, neighbors, other hams. Subscribe, hit that bell to get notification when new videos come up. Add comments below. 7-3, everybody.